All right. We made it back. We both survived the 100-lap race, but neither of our cars really did.
Yeah, I mean, we made it through alive. I actually didn't get no damage on my car other than a hole in the motor.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't out there long enough to get hit.
Mine doesn't have much damage on it either, but I meant to bring the rock out of here and I forgot, so that I could show everybody the rock that was detrimental to my run. It just it threw the serpentine belt on that LS engine, and so I wasn't being a 100-lapper. I'm like, even getting that on, I'm going to go 6-8 laps, 12. I don't know, however many.
You'd made enough laps to know what the car was going to be like for the race. Yeah, big race.
And so I went ahead and I just went up and watched the race. I come back and I thought, well, I'll put my spare belt on so that I have power steering to load and all that stuff. Yeah. And I had to pry a damn rock that was wedged into the water pump and just laid out. Like, you couldn't have. I told Chris Harrington, I'm like, if you had tried to design the rock and to lay in, and you couldn't have done it any better. But I had to get it out of there before the belt had even come out from where it was. So that was my demise. And when I went in there, your car was sitting there.
I got dead last. Everybody that started, I got dead last.
And
but maybe my motor could have picked up that rock and slung it to your car.
Yeah,
that might have been what happened. I don't know. Yeah, I ended up having a rod coming out of the side of the pan, which was not cool. But that's part of it, I reckon.
Yeah,
you know that's how she goes.
And we got a visitor here, Dave Reed.
No,
he's going to walk in not realizing we got this going on. But anyway.
Oh
well. It's all good.
Yeah, grab a seat.
And so yeah, we had a good time on Saturday. We headed back. One of the fun things was on our way back, we were going to stop at Denny's in Canton.
Yeah.
It was about 3:00 in the morning when we got there, and Stacy walks in. I go to the restroom immediately, and I get back, and she's still at the host stand.
Yeah.
And so as I'm walking back out she just points over at one of the booths, and I guess maybe their only worker was asleep in the booth. So the doors were open and everything, but just sleeping. So that was that. Well, we ended up going to the Dairy Palace there.
They're good too. Yeah. That's a good place to eat. I'm glad that they stay open late too. We stopped by there a few times going through there. We ended up staying up till 5-something that morning. I think finally we were always just like, all right, we're going to bed. TJ had come up, TJ and Holly. Didn't expect them to come all the way up from Corpus area. And then my cousin Robert had came, and of course all the regular guys that are always there. And man, we just kept staying up, hanging out, and drinking beer, and then we got up at 8 or 9 or something, and Dad was already. It woke us up. Me and Jesse up was Dad had loaded up their car, and the motorhome started moving. So yeah.
And Jesse, he had a decent run. He got 8th.
Yeah, he got 8th. He would have done a little better. We had a little slow pit stop, a couple issues. We started taking the tire off because you had to take one tire off for this race. 100-lapper. You had to change one tire. They marked all of them. So he pulled in. We started changing the tire, and we hear somebody yelling something about the front. It's me, and I don't remember who was running the jack. I think it was Aaron Arden. We was getting tire off, and then we heard that, Well, I tightened the lug nuts back up, and he lowered the jack. I'm thinking the left front's flat, and I just didn't see it,
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't what it was. The car was hot, so we started over again, getting it jacked up, getting the tire off. Impact's not wanting to work right. Something to do that. We had one battery that's shit, and that was the one that ended up on the impact, and it just makes a bad connection. That's all it is. And then so get another impact. Somebody hands me another impact, and then two of the lug nuts there was a bad, thread on this. So it's just like, hammering it off, hammering it on.
Worst case scenario.
Oh man, and it feels like it takes forever when you're in the car. I felt bad for Jesse. I know he probably thought he was in there for 10 minutes. Looking at the timing deal, I want to say it was like 108 seconds, which
that is not that long.
No, but it's forever.
Yeah,
if you're in a car. But a lot of other people it was taking. It don't take 15 seconds to change a tire, really, if you have your shit together. Yeah. So that we just screwed the pooch on that one. But it's whatever. He made the money. Got 8th, so that was a good finish for him. And after that car being so torn up from the Solo 275, we were just happy it finished, and there wasn't no major problems. There's some setup stuff we got to work on because didn't have the same shocks that was on there before because 2 of them had gotten bent.
Yeah,
and we'll probably have to make some more adjustments on that thing to get it all straightened out.
Oh, Zach there, he says y'all did a pretty quick change for him.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I burnt 2 of my fingers on your damn lug nut, Zach. It would have been quicker, but we was only like, and we would have got some gloves right after that and had to change no more tires.
Right. How many Ugga-Duggas and
when you're in that big of a hurry, we just use 1 to 2 Uggas.
Yeah, on them lug nuts that wasn't going on good. It probably feels like you got to put forever on.
They was about to be Ugged wherever the fuck they were sitting at on that stud. I'll tell you that. I was like, it finally passed that part and tightened on up. I was like, all right, go. If it would have been like the left front, oh yeah, send this motherfucker on with 3. I don't care.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so my car doesn't have a whole lot of work that needs to be done other than.
Well, I would say wash it, but you didn't wash it the last time.
I didn't wash it last. That's probably winning mud on there. From Highway 19. So I don't want to wash that all off.
I probably had 15 people ask where the wagon was, though.
Yeah,
I'm bringing it back for the 600.
My car, one of the fun things was those few laps we got to go hot lap.
Yeah,
that thing was with that wing on it, and that track was just long enough. It was wicked. I didn't even have to lift, and it wasn't out of control. It wasn't like I was backing it way in or like it was just stuck. It was really cool, and I knew it was going to dry off and slow up, but it was that was fun. It's fun when you can just flat foot one like that.
The night before we got to test after the regular night of racing, it was a little rough and it was way hooked up still, except for right as you come off the turn in the middle. And man, I was having a handful of problems trying to get my car to go into the turn, and a lot of it was brakes were out of adjustment, and I had all the rear. Tried going all the way to the front. It's like nothing was working.
Nothing helped.
Well, then I looked at the pedals, everything. You know how you adjust them up there. I had to adjust them there to where if you went to the back, I actually went to the back.
Yeah.
It was like we had all the way screwed to the back. It was just even, and it wasn't enough for making the car turn when it was that damn hard, but whatever. Skinny said he digs the wagon. I do too. That's my favorite car. I was trying out this 3-link car because it's like 400 pounds lighter, and it's a good car. I think it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. It's past the wagon. When Jesse was driving and stuff, but I'm just more comfortable in the wagon. That's probably my favorite car of all time. So it just kind of, I'm gonna drag it out of the weeds and fix it and get a motor and put in it.
Oh yeah,
I got to rebuild the transmission. That's really. I don't think the frame's hurt near as bad as I was thinking it was, but it's definitely definitely a issue with the transmission.
Right.
I wasn't going to finish the 600 last year if it with the transmission like it was, but
we have some 3-speeds here too. If it comes down to it, and you got to put a clutch in it or something.
Yeah, well, I think I mean I got the clutch setup and everything that's in the 3-link car now. I got a kit for it already. I just haven't.
Because you had a Brian, or like a Bird or Brian, or
it's Brian, yeah. So
something.
I just gotta figure that out. I can do it. I just never done it.
Right.
We did a Burt one time, and then I immediately sold that car. So, but yeah. Let's see.
Gabe Alvarado.
Oh yeah, man, he came by and hung out with us for a little while. Yeah. Holly busted it pretty good on the trailer. She said, "I don't want to get up here and fall." Then immediately fell.
Then it fell.
No damage. She didn't. She didn't hurt nothing. But yeah, man, it was a good time after the races for sure. I wasn't really gonna drink because I'd been feeling under the weather, and I said, "Fuck it, I gotta have a beer after this shit."
Right.
So, anyways, we ended up doing it at some Lone Stars.
That's for you there. You're saying it's better than the infield pig.
Man, the wagon is definitely better because it's just I don't know how to explain it, man. When you got a car that you really like, and Gumboot, I know that you've got a car that you really like that you drove before, and this is just that car. Like, it doesn't matter the track condition, it doesn't matter what motor's in it, it doesn't matter what track. It's consistent, and I'm comfortable in it.
Yeah.
I could fall asleep in that car, and there's when you show up somewhere in the right car, you just feel confident.
Yeah.
I didn't even feel confident going in there just because I'm just not comfortable in here. It's like riding in the passenger seat of your own truck.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck? What am I doing over here?
And that's like my old car. I've got so many laps in it. And like I said, in hot laps, we pull out. We were the last of hot laps, so the track was good shape. It wasn't slimy or anything. And to be able, just have the confidence. And we took the green flag, and I just matted it, and I was like, it feels like it's going to turn here, and just left it. And
yeah,
like, you're not doing that in something you're not comfortable in.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's what I was telling Dad. I was like, dude, the wagon would have ate the track up that practice night when it was so hooked up. And then once it got slick, it would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just one of those cars that I got it pretty well balanced, and I can do whatever the hell I want to with it pretty much. It's just heavy.
Yeah.
I like it because I beefed it up, but the car was always a little on the heavy side even before I done all that.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's wide body. You got a lot of tire protection on that.
Yeah, and the only car that ever cut one of the tires on it was that 3-link car that I drove when Jesse was driving it. So I said, hell, I built a bumper to keep the cars off of it, and the other bumper I built cut the tire.
Right. Yeah.
But that's how she goes, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that thing's. I built it to protect the tires. I had 4 left rear flats one night on it, a big enduro, and at the 600, and I was just like, that ain't happening again. So I kind of want to narrow it back up just because I liked it narrower. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I might. It won't be this year, but maybe next year or something. I got it set up pretty easy to go back if I wanted to.
And that 100 lapper that went, which they don't have cautions in the enduros, but
yeah.
They didn't have any reds. Nobody got in harm's way bad enough.
No, when it stopped, yeah, I think push truck was like, yeah, I think you're the only one I pushed off.
And
I'm like, all right, well, can you push me back on the trailer?
he was stopped behind a little like a mini stock or something for a long time that was in the infield, but I felt like he was just kind of protecting him with the lights until he needed to go somewhere else, And so what's your plans for another power plant for the 600? Comfortably is important in racing an enduro car. How many cars do you think 600 will get, and how do you think the racing will be?
And so a friend of mine, Marty Robbins, out of the Waco area, he's actually rebuilt my crate motor. He reached out to me Sunday and was like, "Hey, man, you got another motor?" And I'm like, "No, I'm kind of,
yeah,
I might have pull the worn out crate out of the factory stock. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And he's like, well, I'm gonna fix you up. No strings attached, just to get you to the 600. So thankful for him. He's gonna help us out. Marty Robbins. His car. Paul White and Keith White usually drive for him at these enduros, and they actually won the 600 last year.
Nice.
So and they've won it before, and some smaller ones. They were always the front runner. So I'm pretty excited about that, and super thankful, man. I mean, 3D Motorsports sponsored the motor that was in it, and that thing's we've had several top fives in it, and a lot of good runs in that car. Just one of those deals where it decided to let go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and they were going to see what they could do too. I hadn't heard from them, but Marty said he's going to help out, so we're going to go that route. I think the track. I think they're going to get somewhere around 100 cars, and I think that's going to look like the 600 did at Devil's Bowl when we had 200 there.
Yeah.
Honestly, that track looks a lot bigger than it really is.
Yeah, the racing was real good on it. I thought it was like at least 3 lanes wide.
Yeah.
You could go 3 wide on it and not have any problems.
Yeah.
And my car was really good up on the top, and then I'd bring it down to kind of the center of the racetrack and just roll a little bit. And then when I wanted to get faster or you needed to really get around somebody, it'd go way up high and we could squirt.
Yeah, it's going to be a good track, and getting to watch so much of it. People could get the hell off the track and out of the way once once they did have an issue. So that was good.
Chris Kearns is trying to come on, and I thought it was just his screen was black, but I see now that he's driving. There we got a little bit of him. So you need to buy a ticket in Wally's raffle. I tell you what, everybody needs to buy a ticket to that. I need to get one.
If I had more than $100, I probably would.
If you'd have finished in the money, you could afford to buy a ticket.
I was really needing to finish in the money. I needed to win that race.
And our buddy Ricky Childers here, I've known him a long time, says cheated up. But let's get Chris Kearns on, and let me turn his mic on here if I can get that. Yeah. Hang on, Chris. We ain't got you turned on, and I don't know why.
Does he have it turned on his end?
Yeah, because there we go.
Look. Yeah, you got. It's got this some weird loading thing.
Okay.
How about now?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. You are on the road, man. Where are you headed?
Yeah, I kind of forgot that I was. I scheduled this with you guys. I was going to Kokomo Speedway. I got driving down the road with my trailer. I was in a thunderstorm a second ago, but I got my wife and my 2 dogs with me. But luckily, the thunderstorm is gone, so we're not in bad shape.
Yeah. Ricky Childress, he says, damn, Chris is still sexy AF. So we're not going to cuss on here, but he's.
I don't know about still. Forever.
Yeah. So anyway, you always got a lot going on, man. What do you got going on for the next little bit here?
Well, I'm actually just going to Kokomo to hang out as a fan. Obviously I do a lot of USAC stuff, but I love non-wing sprint car racing, and Kokomo is probably the best non-wing sprint car track in the country. This weekend they have a race called SmackDown, and we just go and hang out and camp and drink. That's about it. I mean, I'm friends with Reese O'Connor that owns it. He's a good friend of mine, and he actually is part of our track prep team on the Wild West Shootout. So we're just kind of hanging out. I'm going to help him a little bit on Saturday night. We do a thing with driver intros. We build a tunnel of fans in the infield and have the drivers go through the tunnel of fans, high-fiving. And other than that, just hanging out, having fun for a change at a race.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know you're getting all your Wild West Shootout stuff because I got to get some stuff done for you. So that's all coming up. And we're going to try out for some trophies I'm making. I got a deal in the works to going to do some little different stuff than I normally do, but I think it's going to be super cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think I'm looking forward to this year's trophies. I always like doing different stuff, and it just took off for it to come to me what I wanted to do, and I know you can pull off whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
I always feel like you can. Everything I come up with, and I mean, I like using your stuff. You know, you know what's funny is that I was thinking about this. Is that I mean, obviously we go way back to the street stock days, and I still use you for a lot of my trophy stuff. Kyle Heckman from Santa Maria, I use him for a lot of stuff. I mean, heck, I still Ashley Evans from AC Designs in Santa Maria does all my labels for the liquor bottles for the Wild West Shootout. I still use Race Chick from Hanford Bullet Impressions for all my T-shirts. I just try and stick with I don't know, all my old school people that I've used for years.
Right. I never had many raps, but I tend to use David Mayhew out of Bakersfield when we did get anything done. I had anything, and he's just kind of still my guy. When I need anything done, I just deal with him because I know him, and I've probably got 20 people closer that could do whatever I need, but I'm just used to dealing with David, and I'm a creature of habit. Anybody that sees me in that black shirt daily knows.
I mean, I do that with everything. I mean, I still bank at Community Bank of Santa Maria.
Yeah.
When I call there, because it's great that you can actually call there and somebody answers the phone. And when I call there, if they recognize my phone number, which normally they do, or my name comes up, whoever's on the other line will literally say, "What's wrong, Chris?" Because I don't call the bank unless I have a problem.
Yeah, right.
And it's been the same people. I've been dealing with that bank for 26 years, and it's the same people for all the same girls for all these years that I've dealt with. The same exact people. It's I like it that way. You know, I have the same accountant I've had for 26 years in Santa Maria. I'm also a creature of habit. If I find good people, I'd rather just stick with them.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
That's awesome. Last time we talked to you, you ran out of battery on us. We were talking about you getting a call from Eldora.
Yeah, and I don't even know where we left off, but basically, the moral of the story is that I guess I got the phone call unexpectedly. I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't go in exactly all in. You know, I mean, I needed a little bit of time to think about it, and I should have thought about it faster and more. And I'm as good of a talker as I am. I'm going to say I did not nail the interview. How's that? I don't even know if it was an interview. I mean, I feel like they were like trying to talk me into it, and I just didn't go in all in. Now, Levi Jones, who drove for Tony Stewart for 8 years, and who has the job now, he was all in. I mean, he quit his job, worked for Roger Penske. He moved his wife. He pulled his kids out of school in the middle of the school year. He moved his parents sold their house and they moved to Ohio. I mean, he was all in. So that's
all in.
Sometimes just how things work out. But I mean, but
wouldn't even change your
Levi is, yeah. Levi's he's pretty smart. He's super hardworking, super creative. I mean, he'll kill it there. You know, if I'd have lost out to somebody I didn't respect, I might be a little bit more upset. Even though it'll always sting a little bit.
Yeah,
well.
But it's pretty cool to even get a call though from them. You know, be on the radar like that, where they approached you.
Yeah,
you know, it wasn't like you were out.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of went into it very humbly and asked him why. You know, I said I think I might have said this the last one. Why me? What? I'm a very part-time promoter compared to some of these people. I mean, why? And he told me why me, and I you know, I'll always remember that, and it means a lot. It just in the big picture, I don't know what it gets me. But I mean, I've been able to do some. I mean, it's cool to get that call. It's cool to come out of, you know, starting out so small in Santa Maria and actually get that call, or just even the stuff I've done. I mean, even race directing SRX, which was probably the most stressful job I've ever had, just because of the live television and the racers. And you know, here I am once again a part-time race director, and I'm race directing Helio Castroneves, Tony Stewart, Bill Elliott. I mean, the greatest race car drivers in the world. And it was pretty nerve-wracking. I honestly don't think I did a very good job of it. I think I didn't do too well. I mean, I guess my boss, who would be Tony Stewart, tells me otherwise, so that's all that should matter. I just wasn't very happy with my performance.
Well, you're your own worst critic, I guess. But
Yeah,
Ricky
for sure.
Ricky Childress, again, he says Chris is the man from day one. So,
well, he's a little biased. He already thinks he's sexy.
right? Yeah,
Right. I appreciate that. I think everybody knows no matter what, I'm always trying.
Yeah.
And I think everybody knows that no matter what. I don't know if I told you, I do remember going back to Santa Maria, I don't know, somewhat years later. And I remember Joey Claiborne saying to me, "Hey, how does it feel to know everybody that hated you when you were here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it feels pretty good."
Right.
So
you must be in a bad
anyways,
spot.
really, as far as oh shoot, am I? Hell, I'm on Highway 65 in Indiana. I should be good.
You're
any better?
Yeah, it's rolling all right. You just went through a little bad spot there.
Okay. But all right.
You're back good again.
Anyways, as far as other stuff, you get me okay?
Yes.
Okay. As far as other stuff I got going on, I just got a couple more USAC races. I got one in Texas there. I don't know how far that is from you, but I do. You know, we're working on the trophy for that. Then I'm just preparing for the Wild West Shootout.
Where at in Texas?
Route 66 Motor Speedway.
Oh yeah, that's about as far away from us, I think, as you can get.
Okay. It'd still be in Texas.
Yeah, it'd still be in Texas. Yeah.
Right.
I'd love to go up there. I know the people that they come bought some tires from me that are up that way. So like 7 hours or something.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good distance.
Yeah.
I mean, I can back here. I can travel through three different states in 7 hours.
Right.
Yeah, we can too if we just go east.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Any other direction, you're still in Texas.
If I go the southern route through El Paso, it takes me longer to get from here to El Paso than it does from El Paso to California. So,
wow. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. But anyway, you ever get the urge to step foot back in a car and drive any?
You know, when I was at Macon, I got a lot of guys telling me hop in my car, and I guess it would be cool. I mean, I didn't do it. I mean, I had several people offer me let me drive their sportsman cars, which is kind of like a street stock, the pro stocks, whatever we're used to, sort of like that. Yeah. And but I didn't do it. And once in a while, I'm like, it would be cool to do it, but then I'm like, you know what? I'd probably suck. So maybe it's better to not. Just remember the good parts of driving.
You know, in the back of my mind, both times you've been on here, I've thought about rejuvenating that 2-seater late model video that's hanging around on YouTube of you, but I won't do you that dirty and bring that up. So
Jesus Christ. You know what? I couldn't even tell you. That's still back when I could drive, so I couldn't even tell you what happened there. That was the weirdest. That was the weirdest 1-to-1 steering, or I don't know what the hell it was. I couldn't control that thing to save my life. But I mean, shortly after that the crazy thing is that shortly after that, I mean, I hopped back in my street stock after a couple of years, of course, and ran well at Santa Maria, set the track record, and then blew the hell out of my motor. And I think that might have been the last time I really raced, was that back in 2006. So that's been 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've hopped in a few things. I hopped in an NMRA midget. I think I got like 6th at Santa Maria one night. I don't know. I won a couple of, I don't know what else I raced, a couple other miscellaneous things at Santa Maria. And I remember winning an Okie Bowl race, and they were actually mad that I won it. The Okie Bowl guys were mad. I didn't know I was supposed to sandbag. Mark Gaslin didn't say anything. I ran something else. I don't know what it was, but that was fun. But even that's been a long damn time. So I mean, Hell, it's been, how long ago was 06? 20 years? Yeah, I can't drive anymore. So yeah, I'm probably better off not getting in a car.
Yeah, almost 20, almost
Yeah.
20 years now. And that's what you're talking about. The street stock Skinny's asking, where is that badass Mustang?
Well, that's almost a sore subject because I sent that car up to Fred Baker's in Petaluma. Well, I was living in Arizona because I'm stuck on leaf springs, and I know he's a good leaf spring guy. And shortly thereafter, I moved to Kentucky. And then I don't know, about a year ago, I contacted him, and I took him everything: the car, the parts, spare parts, everything I had. I mean, my high dollar, probably illegal 9-inch Ford rear ends. I don't know if they were illegal or not. I can't remember. Everything, and I couldn't get a hold of him, and then when I got a hold of him, he told me that everything was lost in the fire.
Oh no. That's
and the reason I say sore subject is like, hey, when you have thousands and thousands of dollars of somebody's stuff and it gets lost in a fire, I feel like you should probably notify him.
Right, yeah.
He never notified me of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been, I didn't get any pictures. I didn't get anything. So, and I've been so damn busy, I've not dove into it more and been like, hey, send me pictures, or hey, what did the insurance company say? Or hey, I have a umbrella policy. Maybe some of my, maybe my personal stuff was covered, and I just haven't done it. And pretty disappointing because I was gonna keep that car forever. I literally never planned. I was literally gonna restore the car just for the hell of it, just because I could.
Right.
Yeah.
And just keep it. Probably put a stock Mustang body back on it, or something like that, and just keep the damn thing. So it was very disappointing.
Yeah, because and like all your stuff, I mean, it was a very, very nice car. Your attention to detail shows in everything that you do. But his car was super, super nice Mustang, and he was always the outcast for running the Ford, But
as it should be.
There's certain, a bit of fun in that for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Chevy's an asshole. You know what they say.
My buddy, Chris White, he's had a street stock, has a mid '60s, the first gen Mustang body on it.
Yeah,
but it's still a Chevy, everything else.
Right? Yeah.
But that was all the crowd.
Mine was all, well, I say it was all Ford. I did end up putting a Muncie in it for a little bit, and then I put the Brin in it. So, but wasn't easy running a Ford. It was a lot of work.
Yeah, and Skinny says it was beautiful, especially him being a Ford guy. I remember there was this is before you're a promoter. You were always down to push the rules, and especially rules that they weren't checking. But I remember some kind of controversy over the A-arms on the front of that thing because I think the springs were on top of the A-arms, and it said they could run tubular.
That was the one rule. Yeah.
It said
that was the one rule that actually I didn't even think was fair. Or that was the one. I mean, let me tell you. Yes, I pushed some rules. Yes, I had some trick stuff done. I mean, we did a lot of trick work, and yeah, I was. I mean, listen, I was tired of spending the money on triple disc clutches and throw out bearings. And yeah, I put a Brin in before they were legal. I mean, I was terrible for the class. I really think I was. I don't deny it, but and here I'm building I had Tim Esme building me an aluminum body that looked like a Mustang because Jesus Christ, Mustang body panels were expensive. Well, look, I was just ahead of the times, right?
Yeah.
Brin transmissions ended up becoming legal. Aluminum bodies ended up becoming legal because there was no other choice. I just did it before it was legal. But the control arm was always bullshit.
Yeah.
It was always bullshit. It was only really a problem at Santa Maria. It didn't make any sense. They let the Camaros run a tubular upper, but they wouldn't let me run a tubular lower. And when I wanted to run the tubular lower, they're like, "Oh, well, that's your choice to build a Ford. You got to deal with that." And I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. The Chevy's got Ford rear ends in them, and they got tubular uppers." And all I said is, "Can't we just make the rule to where the spring, the A arm that the spring sits on, has to be OEM? That would make my upper and a Chevy lower fat stock." And the only place that wouldn't budge on it was Santa Maria. Nobody else gave a shit. I mean, I saw the letters not too long ago when I was decorating my basement. Like everybody signed for me saying they didn't care. I mean, I had letters from Coleman, all kinds of places trying to get them just to budge on it, but they never would. So, oh well.
Yeah. And but anyway, I didn't mean to bring up a sore subject on it, but since Skinny asked where that old car was, that was lots of fun times back then too. You know,
that was great times.
We had a good group of racers there that really were friendly with each other, and we had our own little. You had your squabbles too, you know, but as a group, everybody was really good. And
yeah. I mean, I was kind of part time. I feel like compared to some guys. I mean, I couldn't race as much as Rich. I mean, I could. I guess I was probably just too lazy. I don't know. Or I spent so much money on my car, I couldn't afford to race 30 times or 20 times a year. So, I mean, like, I think the year I went San Jose, I only raced like 4 times that whole year.
Yeah.
And it showed because that's, hey, I think without Rich Denman, I'd probably have more main event wins.
Right.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably could say that.
Yeah, he was super dominant. Well, he was just always fast. And then the year that we brought out that car that I drive now, the Jerry Pedro car, he had been dominant all that year and right up till I won the Bud Nationals, and I had to beat him to do it, and was like, that was a proud victory because I think I got by him with a couple laps to go, but and he
actually ended up winning. Sorry, go ahead.
He's great fun to race with, and I enjoy. Like at these 600s, I get to visit with him because he comes out to the 600 races, and that it's fun to hang out a little bit. And
he's fun to race against in that race too.
Yeah,
he's one of the clean guys, and you can follow him, and you can race side by side with him. You ain't got to worry about him fucking you over.
No, God, Rich is an amazing racer, and obviously still is. I mean, we just people went different paths. I went into promoting, and some people stayed in racing.
Yeah.
I just stayed racing cars. I just went into the promoting thing. I was gonna say, I remember probably my toughest loss to Rich Denman was, I don't remember if you were there, Lee, but open comp race at Pahrump, Nevada. I just remember leading and went into turn 3 on the last lap and just stepped on my dick.
Oh.
And Rich Denman won. And I think that weekend was supposed to be like a 5,000 to win street stock race, which was obviously huge money back then. And then he didn't get the cars he wanted, and I think he ended up paying 3,500, something like that, which was still big money.
Yeah.
That was just I don't know what the hell happened. I just remember Dave Stutz just being disgusted with me when I came back in the pits.
My Pahrump, Nevada, I run there in the A mod. When I had my A mod, I ran there a little bit, and then but then we the guy that wrote for the newspaper, I ended up with a biscuit stealer nickname coming out of there, and Chris's boy, actually Blade, taped a biscuit on the back down by the spoiler.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, if I win this deal, I'll eat that biscuit in the winner's circle.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much left of it, but I won it. And they had a motocross jump, and with about 2 to go, I told myself, I'm pulling on that jump if I win this deal. We're doing my interview from up there, and I did. And I remember that because a kid come into the pits and told me that was the coolest thing that he had ever seen, me pulling on that jump. And I just I thought, and it's cool when kids think you're cool. And I ate the biscuit.
I remember that weekend.
Yeah.
Obviously because of the biscuit. I remember something about I don't know, we had some kind of turkey trophy. I don't remember what that was all about.
Yeah, I have a picture of that still. And that I think you got was the first year that after Sandy, and I'm uh, I'm so horrible with names right now, but they took over
Oh, Kirk
that
and
yeah, Kirk
Sarah.
and Sarah,
Yeah.
and they took over the series. And you might have got 11, 10 points or something, so they give you the turkey trophy. I don't know if that's exactly correct, but maybe. But
I can't remember. I don't know. Probably something like that. I don't even know what hell. I thought I had that trophy still, but I really can't. I haven't built. I didn't find it when I was going through all my crap.
And one of the funnier things was that I think it was at Hanford or Chowchilla, and you got off with one of my trophies because we'd left it on the car for day one, and Jerry Pedro was so upset about it all. He was just like he was falling apart. He was so mad, and I just kept telling him, "Look, somebody has it, and somebody's going to bring it back. Don't be this upset about it. It's not that big." And he was, man. He was really upset about it. And pretty soon, here come Chris with it. I think he was wearing it as a necklace or something at that point.
That doesn't sound like something I would do.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think you got your story mixed up. That doesn't sound like. That don't sound at all like me.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of not racing or what getting the itch or stuff like that, and me being out almost 20 years. I mean, I know that hell, Tim Randolph, and I think of this because he was just at my house last week. They came out for the North South 100 at Florence, and him and Ruben stayed with me for a few days. I think he's 59. How old are you?
I'm 54.
Okay, yeah, he's older than us. He's 59 and he's still racing.
Yeah.
Dad just raced this weekend.
Yeah.
62 or 63.
Yeah. Billy's dad run factory stock up there at Rocket Raceway.
Got sick.
Wow.
Well, he was in fourth, but he jumped a restart and they put him back.
Put him back. But he's still. I mean, he's a wheelman. We went to Highway 19 Speedway.
First time he'd raced in a year.
Yeah, he hopped in, hadn't raced, and just went right to the lead and led until coming for
every lap except for the last one because he had a flat.
Yeah, he had a flat on the last lap. He said he could feel it going down, but it finally gave completely out on him on the last lap, and so he got. I think he still got third.
He got second. I got third. Yeah,
finished across the line, but he just couldn't hold it. But yeah, he does an amazing job. And
then again, we were still we were racing against a guy who, I mean, wasn't Larry DeMitz like 79 or 80 years old and still racing?
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm a voting member in the Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame, and I'm pretty much the only one that does vote that is from the West Coast, and that's kind of why they put me on the board or whatever the hell you want to call it for it, because no one else can represent those guys. They don't know them. Like I vote for Gary Jacobs as a contributor every single year, but it's because I know who Gary Jacobs is. The rest of them don't know who he is. I vote for Dan Simpkins. I vote for Larry DeMitz. Unfortunately, nobody else really knows them, so I don't know that those guys ever get in.
Yeah, when we lost Gary, that was he just like, I don't know if people realize he went to races and he kept stats. Like you could call Gary and he had it all on paper. I don't know if he logged it on a computer later or whatever, but I mean, he just had books and books and books of stats of people.
Yeah.
And I would always and he wrote articles too. And so like one time I actually shut my car off. It was a different car than I normally drove, and the brake adjuster on it was mounted near the kill switch. And I just went up there, and as I was dialing front brake in, shut it off. And then in my panic, I couldn't find it to turn it back on, And so I told him, I wrote him a little email or something because I was leading when I did it and I lost the race. And he's like, man, I like that when, if people kind of tell me what went on, then I can put that in. But we just kind of lost that after like he went to so many races and kept track of so much. It was crazy.
He actually died right before my promoting career started, and it was a huge blow to me. I mean, because he was what we had on the West Coast, and I think I'm actually one of the few that actually spent a weekend with Gary going to races. Him, Don Lowe, and myself went to Casa Grande. From Bakersfield, we went to Casa Grande, then drove over to Mojave Valley, which ended up canceling for lightning, back to Casa Grande. What we did in a weekend was absolutely exhausting. And he did it every weekend, and he would get back to the hotel room and write stories. He was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, he was, and he's always on the ballot for the Hall of Fame. But, you know, I don't know that he ever gets in, or I don't know that any of those West Coast guys ever get in.
Yeah, he just I think he told me one year how many races that he went to in a year, and it was completely insane. But
yeah, unbelievable.
That's what he loved to do, and
it's kind of funny that Jesus. It's amazing what they can do with technology, but they still can't figure out how to transition the highway to a bridge. I need Jason Papich in Kentucky and Illinois. I mean, Kentucky and Indiana and Illinois. It's horrible back here.
Yeah. So we got Billy's dad commented. He says because he got put back 2 positions. We were talking about that for him to finish 6th. And he says, I really didn't jump start. The outside road just slowed down. That's the truth. He says. But
either way, he got penalized.
I don't know that I've ever penalized anybody and had them say to me that they jumped. Oh yeah, I jumped. You me. No one ever says that.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. There.
I used to. If I had to go to the back for something, I'm jumping. I'm mixing up. I'm only passing people on the back straight away. I don't give a shit.
At one time, and I won't call out the driver, but at Bakersfield Speedway, and he's still racing, but in the street stocks, he got popped for being too light. And what a huge deal they made that night about there was just no way he could be light. He'd won the race, and this and that. And then, like the next week, we were talking, and he's like, yeah, I was light, but we were trying to convince him I wasn't. And it cracked me up. But yeah, initially nobody's ever going to do what they had. And that was at the 600 last year when I rolled across the scales. They caught me at like 2,700 or something. And that's in my old street stock. And I was just like, guys, I promise this thing with no lead on it weighs 3,000 pounds. I'm like, we got to do something here. Yeah, it's a heavy car. And Brad come down there, and sure enough, before it was all said and done, we weighed what we were supposed to. But yeah, you got to fight it no matter what, I guess.
Well, as you know, my car was lighter than hell, and I never got busted for being light. But I did skip going to the scales at Bakersfield one night, not on purpose. I just had my head up my ass. Just drove back to my pits.
My brother Jesse got DQ'd at South Texas a couple years ago at the big race down there. He'd gotten 3rd or 4th, and some guy down there at the tech pad told him to go on to the pits, and it wasn't tech man. He didn't know. He'd been battling food poisoning all day, and he was just like, well, I guess I didn't finish good enough to get in, because it was like a last lap shuffle around where he got shuffled back. And anyways, he didn't go to tech, and he got DQ'd for it. Yeah, I don't give a shit who tells me that. I'm going across the scales.
That my first Bud Nationals win when I beat Denman, my first race win in the car. That I went to the scales after the heat race and sat there for a long time because they told us that we had to scale after the heat race. And I was there for quite a long time, and finally I'm like, okay, I guess they're not scaling. And I backed out and went to the pits, and he come down, and I got DQ'd for not scaling. And
wow,
but it just was they were shorthanded, I guess. He was up doing on-track officiating as well as had to run down, and I pulled away, and they still come back and won the race, so it was all good and makes for a good story.
When I was race directing the Wild West Shootout, I always told the top 3, hey, don't forget to go to the scales. And I remember saying it to Billy Moyer one time, and I'm like, I kind of feel dumb even telling you that. You know, the guy's got 900 wins.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's like, oh no, it never hurts to be reminded. Never hurts to be reminded.
Yeah.
And I know one night I had to disqualify Don O'Neill for. I mean, he only drove past the scales by about 3 trailers, but he still drove past the scales, and I had to disqualify him. And I went to apologize. I'm like, man, I'm sorry. You got to, he won his heat race and didn't go to the scales. And he's like, oh no, my fault. I was just already had it in my head of what I was going to do to the car, and just drove right to the pits to start working on the car, and I just screwed up. So it happens to everybody, even the best in the business, and those guys were the best in the business. So
Right.
Yeah.
And
did you guys have? Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay. Did you guys happen to see the? We were talking about jumping the starts and all that stuff. What the race at Fairbury a couple weeks ago, the Prairie Dirt Classic with Bobby Pierce killing his engine on the start, running like second, I think.
I'd heard something about it. I didn't get to see. I hadn't seen no video of it or anything.
Yeah, he was anticipating Brian Shirley's start and started to jump and stopped himself because he realized he was jumping, and when he hit the brakes, he killed the engine. And I think about 4, 5, 6 guys piled up. It was a very surreal thing to see because you don't expect somebody that good. You don't expect to see it, but he was just trying to stop himself from jumping, and unfortunately killed the engine. The highlight of that weekend was that Blade won $50,000.
Yeah, that I saw pictures of him on the internet with the. And how did that work out?
So Matt Curl, who owns Fairbury, who's my partner in the Wild West Shootout, does a deal called the Falls Draw, and he sells 200 spots for $1,000 a piece, and $100,000 goes, $50,000 goes in the purse, $50,000 goes in lap money, and I think I'm saying this right, and $100,000 goes to the fans out of that $100,000. And Blade and I and somebody else bought one of the tickets, bought a lap, and then I actually went in on 5 laps with my wife and brother-in-law and a few other people. Tom Deary, friend that owns a racetrack back here, and by chance, out of the 200 balls, the first ball drawn was Blade's. First ping pong ball that had his number, that was Blade. So that means he's automatically in the redraw for the main event. You're automatically locked into the top 8 because you already drew number 1. And then they drew the second one, and then they had Blade come up and pull the ball for the second one. So he walked up to the bucket and drew the next one, and that ended up being mine.
Oh, wow.
So him and I both made the redraw. We both started in the top 4, and we ended up finishing 1-2 in the main event because he had Brian Shirley and I had Brandon Shepard. It paid $50,000 to win and $20,000 for second.
That's badass.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So it was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I think altogether with what I had, bought in on, I made 21 grand. Blade made 17 grand, actually, after splitting our winnings up with other people. And I think Brandon Shepard got 21 grand for running second. So I had a pretty good weekend.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
it was a pretty good time. And let me tell you, when you're watching that race and you're talking about $70,000 on the line, it completely takes the fun out of watching the race. It was no fun. And let me tell you, I'm pretty relaxed about it. You ought to see Blade. He was Blade is the most competitive person. Maybe I was competitive when I was younger, and I don't remember being more competitive than I was. I guess I was, but not to his extent. Holy shit. He's the most competitive person I've ever met in my life. Ever. And I told him, I said, this is just for fun, relax. He's like, this is not for fun. This is for $50,000. I'm like, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's true. I got a question for you. What do you think of the Garrett Albertson and Cade Dillard incident? Who do you think is at fault there? I mean, we know who's at fault because he admitted to it, but what do you think about it? Because it didn't look like anything was done wrong until somebody gassed it up.
Hey, I'll be honest. I like both of those guys. I think they're both great drivers. I don't consider either of them a dirty driver, and I was surprised to see that out of Cade. But I watched the replay, and Albertson clears him by not only clears him, but clears him by like Albertson. It looks like Albertson would have cleared the car in front of Cade.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like a pretty good gap between them. So
yeah, usually
obviously
they're knocking the quarters across the nose of them, and people are loving it. And then he clears him big time, and everybody's like, "It was a dirty slider. It was a shit. It didn't even make the slide." Like,
we watched it last week at Florence between Pierce and Davenport, and those were a lot closer than any of this. And those guys drove really hard. They raced hard, but man, I just didn't see it. But obviously, there was just animosity that Dillard still had, and
well, he was talking about him running him over at Cedar Lake, and I was at that race, and Jared Albertson went in and got into him. Looked like the front end wash, got into him and spun to keep from wrecking Cade. Cade never even lost a position, so I don't understand why he was that upset about it. And the Jake Tim deal, Jake Tim just went from the bottom to the top and didn't know he was there. It was just a racing deal. So I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was the interview was pretty wild to me. I thought it was a little over the top. I'd probably be embarrassed the next day after I watched the replay.
To watch the replay and realize that it wasn't as bad, but he was also, like I said, holding a lot of animosity about other stuff apparently, which, I guess to me, if you don't let that stuff go, you're gonna cost yourself a lot of work and money, which clearly he did. I mean, let's be honest, if you learn anything, it's going to be that if you're going to junk somebody, try not to junk yourself also. And on camera, apologize and tell him it was an accident, because I'm pretty sure the interview is probably what got him suspended.
Well, yeah, he said he did it and he would do it again.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah. It was, like I said, I'm sure Cade gets mad. I've never, he's a super nice guy. Never had any kind of issues. No one's ever complained about the way and he's raced a lot for me because he races the late model and the modified.
Yeah.
So he races a lot of races for me in January, 12 main events a night or 12 main events in the week. Never had one tiny issue with him whatsoever. So it was kind of surprising.
Yeah, I don't know. And Albertson, I always kind of consider him one of the good guys. You know what I mean? He's not one of the prominent names, but he's running with them. I don't know if you call him an underdog or not, but I like him. We drove by his pit and he was running his own valves, and you don't see nobody else doing that shit. So.
He's been at it a long time. I remember him running the Wild West Shootout back in 2010. He's a hell of a driver. His car is really good right now, and Garrett drives the shit out of it.
It was good. It might be a little fucked up now.
Right.
Yeah. He won. We went to Florence, and he won. He won one of the prelim nights, passing Mike Marlar and. Man, I don't remember somebody else for the win on the prelim night. He was good. Unfortunately, I had him in our little pool for Saturday night. He wasn't so good on Saturday night.
Yeah,
but he's a great racer. He drives hard. He drives well. He drives hard. I was thinking of somebody that drives hard. I saw Ethan Dotson couple weeks ago, and I said, man, I can tell by watching you drive that you do not want to drive a tow truck again.
Yeah.
Because Ethan Dotson drives the shit out of a race car.
Yeah. He
drives hard. He's like, no, he goes, I do not want to drive a tow truck again. I don't, he drives hard. He tells me, he's like, I listen to some of these guys complain about how tough racing is, and he's like, I can tell the ones that have never towed a big rig out of a ditch at 3 a.m. in the freezing cold.
Yep. That's true. And I've seen Wayne at like Vegas. We were passing each other, Ethan's dad, Wayne, and like Wayne would just stop for a second because we're buddies, and he's like, man, good luck with the rest of your weekend. I got to go home. He's got like $1 million tow. Some
Yeah.
that fell down a cliff and whatever, and like he's like, I got to be there personally to handle this, and he flew right out and went, and both of them are super good people too.
Agreed. I got a lot of respect for Ethan. I like him a lot. He's a level-headed kid, I think, and definitely. I mean, I see him as being one of the next superstars in late models.
Yeah.
And possibly what's his name? Dylan Thornton also.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
I messaged Cody when I don't know if we talked about this. Maybe we did. I don't know. I messaged Cody when I saw the list of 50. Cody Summers, a list of 50 people that he was looking at to pick for his ride. And I'm like, you're gonna pick Dylan Thornton. And he asked me afterwards, how'd you know that? And I said, I could just tell by looking at that list, that's the kid with the most potential. And little do you know, the very first time that kid touched dirt was was for me at Santa Maria. I think he might have been 5 years old. I don't know how old he was in a little kid cart on the little go-kart track I built, but he's become a hell of a racer.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, you see his name pop up a lot, so it's more and more prominent.
And Santa Maria guys and Bakersfield guys both are like, that was two pretty tough places to race. You better show up.
Absolutely.
People would travel to us and not always do well because our regular race program was pretty stacked from night to night in a lot of different divisions, So
modifieds at Bakersfield, not as tough as it gets. I mean, obviously California's produced several super national winners. I mean, several of them.
Yeah.
California is as dominant and as much as IMCA is in Iowa. It's amazing how many top guys come out of California. I mean, Cody Laney and Ethan Dodson and Dylan Thornton. I mean, several of them that have won the Super Nationals over the last few years. It's pretty amazing. I remember when I used to work for USAC, when I'd do the races out there, they'd all make fun of me because I'd run up to the fence to watch the hobby stocks at Bakersfield. The hobby stocks were, man, that was good racing.
Yep, for sure.
Super good racing.
Well, buddy, we've been on here for about an hour now.
Have we really? And I didn't even talk about the Wild West Shootout. That's crazy.
Well, let's do it. Let's talk about it then.
Well, we can talk about it just quickly. I mean, I'm looking forward to having it back in Arizona. I mean, back at Casa Grande, which is a phenomenal track now. Hopefully I can get some more West Coast and California people to come out and watch it. I know I've talked to Ethan, he's coming to run it. And I've been talking to a lot of the racers. Obviously, everybody knows we have some of the big names come out. This is everybody on the West Coast's chance to come out and see the big names. Yeah. Bobby Pierce and Brandon Shepard are just regulars, but I'm talking with Jonathan Davenport right now, and Mike Marler comes out a lot, and Garrett Albertson's planning on being there, and I'm working on other guys. I can't guarantee anything, but I'm trying to talk with Cody or Brandon Overton and all the top Lucas guys, and I've booked a couple of concerts for the weekend, for both weekends. One of them's actually a guy that lives in Nashville by the name of Pryor Baird, but he's from Santa Maria. So I hope some West Coast people come out to watch the races. We struggled with fans in New Mexico, but I think now that we're back in Arizona, hopefully a lot of the California people will come out and just to at least enjoy a weekend. We got 6 nights of racing. They don't have to come for the whole thing, but you got a pretty good opportunity to come out and see some badass late model racing and modifieds. Yeah. Honestly, I think the USRA modified racing we have is amazing. It's pretty badass racing.
Hell yeah,
for sure.
I
always enjoy seeing who gets the trophies. So that's a lot of fun.
Course. Right. Yeah, it's kind of cool for you. You get to see a guy like Kyle Larson or Bobby Pierce or Jonathan Davenport holding something you built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony Stewart got one of them in the sprint car when you had the sprint car deal. And,
I mean, you've literally had the best racers in the country holding your shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, winning your shit, putting your shit on their shelves. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
That is. And everybody get out to the Wild West Shootout. What's the dates on that, Chris?
January 10th through the 18th. So we race Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And that's at Central Arizona Raceway.
Yep, Casa Grande, which is about 40 minutes, past Wild Horse Pass, the casino there in Phoenix. It's about 40 minutes past that, but it's, they've done a lot of stuff to that track. It's a super nice. I mean, Brad and Jerry have done a lot of stuff, so it's a nice place. And I'm looking forward to getting back to Arizona. It's kind of sparked a lot of excitement. I mean, Jesus, when I took over that race, I believe we had four 3,000 to win main events, one 5,000 to win, and one 10,000 to win. Now we pay 25,000 to win on opening night, with another $25,000 in lap money, so possible a 50,000 to win. Then we have 10,000 to win main events, and then we finish off with another 25,000 to win, with 25,000 more in lap money. So I mean, possibly bookended by 50,000 to win races. So it's come a long ways.
Heck yeah, that's good purses for sure.
Badass, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's got their attention. I mean, these guys race for big money, but that's still. I mean, when I walked by Jonathan Davenport's trailer last week at Florence, he called me over and he's like, "Tell me about this lap money." He wanted to know about it. So that kind of stuff gets their attention. And it's a good time for those guys. It's non-sanctioned, so there's not the pressure and stress of racing for points. We don't race every night. So they got a night off. They can go out with their buddies or their crew guys or sponsors, and they go golfing. They can enjoy themselves, and it's good weather. It's not a terrible place to be in January. So it's kind of a laid back atmosphere. And, we do a lot of stuff, cornhole tournament, golf tournament. And, we're going to do a concert both Saturday nights. I'm actually bringing a guy named Clayton Anderson and his band out of Indiana. He performed at the World 100 at Eldora this year. And he's going to perform the second Saturday. Pryor Baird will perform the first Saturday. It's a good time. And, I'm proud of I believe I have the best team in the business because I can assemble that team in January. So right. I mean, my race director comes out of South Carolina. My mechanic comes out of Minnesota. I got a tech guy out of Georgia. And, we talked about it. I still use a lot of my California people, but I assemble what I think is the best team in the business. I mean, my track prep guys are Chad Bowman, who does Fairbury, who I think is probably the best late model track prep guy in the country, and Reese O'Connor, who does Kokomo, who's the best non-wing sprint car track prep guy in the country. And then I bring, a couple other guys to help them. Blade has actually turned out to be an amazing track prep guy. It's crazy how good he is at it. And, he's coming out to help. So all that, what that all turns into is why we won Dirt Late Model Race of the Year 2 out of the last 3 years, even though we're up against Lucas Oil and the World of Outlaws, and why we're able to run, good fast shows. I mean, this year I'm actually doing, I watched one of our broadcasts from start to finish. I've never done that before, but I watched it from hot laps all the way to the final checkered flag, which is X mods. And the worst part about it is track prep, but it's a necessity. We have to do it. I don't like long shows. I don't like intermissions. I don't like delays, but ultimately we're judged on the quality of racing.
Yeah.
Tell my track prep guys to take as long as you want. Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
And
so no one's complaining because the racing is so good. But this year, I'm actually going to do barrel racing on 3 nights in the infield for the fans and the people on Flow. I already talked to Flow about broadcasting it during track prep, so people got something to watch.
That's cool.
And I think it'll be. Actually a sanctioned barrel racing, timed, an announcer, the whole works. I thought, well, that's a good thing to tie into the. Well, that'll be kind of cool. What's that?
Is somebody bringing you a horse? Uh-oh.
I'll ride a horse. I'm certainly not barrel racing. I'll definitely ride a horse.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I tried to get on one of our bulls the year that Tony Stewart won the main event. I tried to get on one of the bulls. I told him he'd get on one, I'd get on one. But when I said that, I knew only one of them will let you get on him, and that's the one we put him on, and then I wasn't able to get on the other one. But the one thing we haven't announced at all yet, but I'll tell you guys, is the final night of the Wild West Shootout. We're actually going to run IMCA stock cars with with our other 3 classes just on the final night
That's
as
cool.
a prelude to the Winter Nationals, because that starts 2 days after we're done.
Nice.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
So I think that'll
That'll
be kind of cool. Something I love stock cars, whether they're IMCA, USRA. I love watching them. It's super clean racing.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been watching one thing. I feel like they're starting to need a droop rule in that class. It seems like we're getting a few of them that just tip over in the corners now.
Yeah,
That ain't
almost
no
one
shit.
flip this weekend.
They you get when Monday rolls around and you look on the internet, there's usually a few of them that have just tumped over. They're like nobody hits them, nobody nothing. They might catch a rut, they might not, but they just flip
Yeah,
over.
they're hard on the right
What,
side for sure.
Lee? What was the name of that? What was the name of that something kid or that deal that guys used to have on their leaf springs? They're like a left rear floater. What was that? What was that setup called?
The fast boy setup, they called it. The
Fast boy setup. That's right. I never ran that stuff.
yeah,
I prefer all 4 wheels on the ground.
yeah, I tried it one time and I didn't like it and went immediately back
Yeah.
to being there. But I drive a pretty flat car anyway, so even when
Yeah, I liked all 4.
yeah. Your concerts that you're having, just for any fans that might be, they're welcome into the concert and all that too, right?
Yeah, it's just going to be free after the races. We're just going to do it in the pits for, free after the races for everybody, all the fans. Hell, I don't care if it's people from town that come and don't come to the races. Just want to have a good time,
Right. Cool.
That's awesome.
Well, buddy, thank you so much for being on here again. And I will get our little deal that I need to be working on. Hopefully, I'll get you some pictures of that tomorrow, and so we can see what it's going to be like and move forward with that.
Yeah,
And
I sent you a couple emails today. That's right. Yeah.
yeah. So thank you very much for being on here. We appreciate it. And we're going to let you go, and we're going to do a couple sponsor things right quick, and we'll call it good.
All right. Well, thanks for helping me kill time on the way to Kokomo.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah. Drive safe, my friend.
Good seeing you again.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay. So anyway, he's always got plenty on tap, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Do get out and see the Wild West Shootout if you can make it over there. I put Skinny's up once a little before. He had a couple comments on here, and he helps us out a bunch with the show and with
racing.
Racing, and he will be our cook at the Lone Star 600. And we're having our own pit party and concert with the Jackson James Band Friday night. And
that's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. So if you're out around Bakersfield, California, and you need any work done, be sure to hit up Skinny. We got the Addicted to Dirt wear. I try and wear them every week. And
my hat's filthy. I keep wearing it to the races, and it's brown.
I need to get another red one to wear, and then like have a track hat and
a going out hat and a work hat. Yeah.
But they went to the Street Stock Nationals.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? And I was glad
I was supposed to be there with them. I wasn't feeling good, and decided 7 hours of driving and sitting in the heat all weekend wasn't going to be good for me. So that's why I ended up going up there to Rocket.
Yeah.
But they did. They had a good time over there. I think there was a lot of good racing going on over there too.
Yes, sir. And we got the Alltex
Dirt Services.
He commented here a minute ago.
So, So if you need any dirt work, you're in the East Texas area, driveways, septic tanks, whole field, hole dug, whatever you need, stumps, knock trees over, whatever. He can do it.
Yep. And Comprehensive Motorsports.
Yep, right there at Shreveport.
I bought tear-offs from him when I was driving your car at Boot Hill.
Yeah.
And then they're a different brand than I usually get, but they were really nice because you had to peel a sticky backing off. And I don't even know if you'd almost needed buttons on there really to hold, because they kind of stuck, and because my other ones, the dust will get between them.
That's the problem I have with those stacks. Yeah, I don't know what brand that is. I looked at it, but I can't remember. But I did like that. That did seem like it was going to be a.
I kind of messed up on putting them on when I didn't realize, but they were good. They were very good once I realized what was going on with them. And I'm bouncing around here. We got
Big O screens, man. It's not a show without Big O. So if you have any kind of concert, event, race, quinceañera, I don't care what it is. Holler at Big O Screens. They got a big Facebook page, and you can get prices and everything there and get a hold of him. He can go anywhere for the right price. He'll go anywhere. He's been to Florida and
the prices are not that bad. What you might think
compared to the prices I've seen for smaller screens. Yeah, he's very reasonable.
So that's good.
And full bore race wear, man. I wore my race suit again this weekend. I barely had a chance to get it dirty since we blew up, but I wasn't too worried about a fire. Everything fits perfect. Got a few compliments on it when I was wearing it, so make sure you hook them up. And that's also the same folks right there, Devil Race Parts out of Tasmania. So if you're Tasmania, Australia area, and you need race parts, look them up. I think they got some used stuff and new stuff, and they can also hook you up with the suit and helmet and all that stuff. So good folks to deal with.
Hell yeah. Upcoming, I don't know if we're supposed to mention this or not, but you said you'd been in touch with, was it Mike Marler?
Yeah. So my stepbrother Lee had said that Mike was interested in being on the podcast. So I haven't got a hold of him yet.
Oh, okay.
I told him to give him my number, and I figured he'd get a hold of me whenever he's got free time. He's working, racing on the road. So I don't know. Once we get with him, we'll get on there. We're gonna slow down a little bit on this, and we'll space these out a little more. It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot. We're trying to space them out. Maybe be a little more prepared on what we're doing than we have been here lately.
And we'll get her figured out. But definitely keep an eye on the online, and we'll post whenever we got some stuff coming up.
Yes, sir. And so anyway, thank everyone for tuning in. Follow the Infield Tractor Tire, Dragon Slayer Industries, and I think that's good, huh?
We'll see y'all at the next one.
We'll